3, 2, 1, ready to go.
Good day everybody. Welcome to this XBRL training webinar. I'm Henny Viljoen and I'm going to run you through the agenda of today. And then I'm going to hand over to Manish, who's going to do the demonstration of the actual software. The agenda for today, I just want to quickly highlight. After the welcome and introduction, I'm going to run you through the high-level pilot process, because this demonstration is aimed at the pilot that we kicked off on the 15th of February for testing of functionality of the XBRL portal as well as client-side software. Then after, we're going to demonstrate the actual platform. That will entail login, how to select a company, how to do the actual upload of financial statements. We will demo how the verification and validation works, how system notifications work, and we will also touch on the back-end process that will run behind the portal at the CIPC on a very high level. Thereafter, I'm just going to mention guidelines that's available for users from the website. And then we're going to talk about fault logging, and I'll say a few words in conclusion. In terms of the high-level pilot process, we start with this demonstration so that pilot companies who are going to participate in a pilot can get an idea of how the functionality works. And then the first process after that will be for every pilot company or software service provider who will upload financial statements on behalf of pilot companies to make sure that they've got registered customer codes and passwords. Many pilot companies who participate in this pilot are already registered at the CIPC because you upload annual returns, so it may only be applicable to software service providers. So over the next couple of days, I suggest just confirm that your customer registration codes and passwords work correctly. Then at any time when you're ready, you can start uploading software by using the portal. And then we go into a process, an iterative process of identifying problems, communicating between pilot companies, software service providers, and the CIPC. So it's an iterative process of ongoing testing, communication, and fixing as we go along. Now, the pilot, we plan that to run until about 15 March. But that's not a hard deadline. It depends on how the actual pilot pans out and how many issues we may encounter. So theoretically, we can run the pilot beyond the end of March if that's necessary. By definition, a pilot is the purpose of a pilot is to identify issues and problems. So we do not expect everything to run 100% perfect. The pilot is to sort out issues so that we do have a perfect system to roll out come 1 July when XBRL is officially rolled out. Manish, can I hand over to you now that you can demonstrate the platform for us, please?
Thank you, Henny. Greetings, everyone. My name is Manish, and I will walk you through the platform for the pilot process. So without any delay, I'll just start the process. So you need to log in to eservices.cipc.co.za. This is the common e-services site that's available on the CIPC website from the for other services. So you need to go into there. Click on the customer login. On the login screen, you need to put your customer code, as I'm putting it here right now. Put your password. If you do not have the customer code or password, you need to generate it via customer registration. I'm assuming for this demo that you have the customer code and password. Doing the security and accept the CIPC terms and condition and do the login. Once you log into the system, you will get all the information about the annual returns and other processing information. For the further process, you need to click on transact, which is on the right hand top corner as highlighted now. you need to click on transact. Once you click on transact, you will give multiple options here. So you need to click on document upload, which is from the on the second last row. On the document upload, in the section upload supporting document, the first option, which is the annual financial statements, you need to click on that. After clicking that, the system will ask the enterprise number for the company for which you want to upload the annual financial statement. So put in the enterprise number, validate it. If the company is registered already with this CIPC, you will get the details about the company. You can continue. Once you click on continue, you have been redirected to the XBRL submission page. Now here you can see your company name and the code at the top, the login credentials or the login user details at the right hand top corner. In the section upload XBRL filing, you can see there are multiple options available. This is a simple and straightforward page where you can actually upload your AFS in XBRL format. To proceed for that, select the SIC code from the list of options that you have. For the demo purpose, we are selecting agriculture, hunting, forestry and fishing as an SIC code. Now for the XBRL instance, this is actually the file that you have received from your software in the XHTML format or the zip format. Now for the demo purpose, we actually created multiple scenarios where your file may have some errors, some warnings, or without any errors. So to start with, we'll upload a XHTML file with some errors in it. So that we'll see how system react to it, and you will get to know when you are actually uploading the file, these kind of scenarios. The other option is supporting document. This is an optional field that's available, whereas you can add any PDF files in here. For example, the auditor's report or any other annual financial statement in PDF or something like that. That would be an added additional benefit for CIPC for review. The last one is comments for filing. If you want to put some information about this filing, you can put, which will help CIPC while reviewing the filing. So just for the demo purpose, I know this is an error file, so I'll just put error. The last option is approved audited or approved independently reviewed. Either of them the file should be, and this is mandatory, without which the upload button cannot be enabled. Now as for the demo purpose, I have selected approved audited, and I click on upload. You will get the confirmation box. I click on yes. Now while this loading, there are basic checks that's been done on the file. If that passes out, it goes to the validation engine, which actually checks all the validation in the file in terms of taxonomy, in terms of some formulas that has been built in the CIPC taxonomy. Now in this validation summary, you can see the validation is in progress. Some of the details has been already fetched out from the file. You can see the period for this file is already fetched out, the from date and to date column. The submission status is on time. This is the first time filing for this period, so version is 1. It gives you the uploaded date and time, and the action as in validation in progress. We can just click on some other menus while the validation is happening. Like you can see, there are menus called filing management, which got the similar menu items, with which also you can go to the similar pages like upload, filing and validation summary. So now you can see the validation engine has given their output. The validation is failed for this particular file, and if you can see the action column, we can just click on the view errors just to check what has happened with this file and why it has been failed. Now you can see the system gives all the details about this file, why this particular XHTML file has been failed. On the top of the section, the initial details has been given, like the company details and who has uploaded it. There is also a section called attachment, which allows you to actually download the uploaded XBRL file. You can also see the error details, and there is a list of errors with which this particular file has been failed the validation. Most of them are showing as a mandatory error. So obviously this will not be allowed onto the CIPC portal. Having said that, this particular failure is still at the company's end. This has not been conveyed to CIPC through the system. So this is just for in the company space, company login space. As you know that there are mandatory errors, what you can do, you can download your XBRL file, which is added as an attachment, and you can use the same file to rectify the errors. Now consider this particular file has been rectified by your software, and you want to now upload the corrected version of it. So following the same process, you can come to the upload filing. You need not to be on this site for doing the same. You can close out this particular website. You can go back and rectify changes and come back again for the uploading of the new version. Now consider we have corrected that particular file. Again on the upload XBRL page, we are now opening another XHTML file. Now for the purpose of this demo, we have actually added some warnings in it, and we have removed all the errors. For any newer version, or the comments for this filing are mandatory. So for the first time filing, the comments were optional, but for the next filing it's mandatory, just to convey why this has been happening for the second time. Then all the other fields, as we demonstrated earlier, we have selected, and we can do the upload now. Confirm the submission, basic checks, validation. After basic check validation, it moves to the validation summary page. Again, the validation is in progress. Okay, obviously as the grid suggests, it's a validation summary. It gives a list of all the validation that you have done on the portal till now. The version is 2 now because your earlier version was failed, and this is the next version. For the demo purpose, we have also put the dates in this file as such, so that the submission status shows you as delayed. If you can just refresh this page, or go to some other menu and come back. You can see now the file that we had uploaded got a validation status as validation successful with warning error. Now as far as the CIPC mandate is concerned and the taxonomy is concerned, CIPC allows a successful validation to reach out to CIPC account or CIPCN. So this particular file, though it has some warning error, it has still been considered as an successful filing, and it's been submitted to CIPC. We can check what are the warning errors by clicking on that particular link, and as you can see, there is one warning error. The value of increase decrease in equity should be reported for the current reporting period if applicable. So with this, with a check of this, you can make sure that your next submission may be more concrete, and you can also work on this particular warning error. So I'm going back, going to the validation summary again just to check about that particular filing. Now you can see in the action column, you can see view filed filing. So as I said earlier, this particular filing is considered as filed to the CIPC. I'm just clicking on it. It moves me to the filing history. Now as I can see, the same can be accessed from the menu on the left. Now as you can see, we had uploaded 2 files, but only one file has been added in here, which tells that whichever upload is successful will be displayed here. So this particular filing has been sent to CIPC, and that's why it's been added in here. As you can see, the action column has a view button. If you can click on that, this gives you an entire view of your XBRL submission. You can also call this page as XBRL previewer. So basically you have received a XHTML file from your solution service provider or the software, but if you don't know how it's been tagged and what actually is tagged in that particular document, you can check this information from this page. Again, the initial information at the top are the company details and the other information. The document is loaded in the previewer, and the tagged data is highlighted. As you can see here, you can click on the tagged data, and at the bottom you can see what it's been tagged to. So basically you can use this page to understand what particular document or what particular data is tagged to the XBRL tag and what other attributes to it. So you can also select multiple data to see the mapping for the data in the XBRL format. Now we have also provided an option to view this information in XBRL. Now this is the XBRL preview that you have seen, but we have also provided an additional benefit for the company's perspective to understand and view this data in XBRL format. You just need to click on the toggle button at the top, and now you can see all the information which is tagged has been moved out from the document and put it in this previewer. And there are multiple statements you can select, and the data that is tagged. For the demo purpose, this document contains only zeros. You can just see some of the text block, how that's been tagged. Okay, so no data is present in here. Okay, so disclosure of significant accounting policies. As you can see, there are multiple text blocks that's been attached. If you click on it, for the demo purpose it's only text, but there might be some paragraphs added to it also. So in this way this information will be visible to you. So this, in the similar way, this previewer will be available to the CIPC users also. At the top you can say the entity contact information and the comment section. Clicking on the comments will give you the comments information also. So considering, for example, your company has multiple users, so somebody else has actually uploaded it, but some other user actually viewing it, they can see from this page who has uploaded it, what comments he has put. So that's most of the information from the company side. We can now upload a perfectly error-free file just to give you an information how that will look like. Again, selecting all the information on the upload page. Again, the comments are mandatory, and we'll do the upload. it will redirect to the validation summary page. Now you can see the latest record is showing validation in progress and the version is 3. Meanwhile, I can just show you on the left menu the download taxonomy menu. If you can click on this, you will get the taxonomy that's available from the CIPC website. There are multiple entry points that's available in the taxonomy, and that's why there are 3 versions of it. If anytime CIPC updates the taxonomy, you will get the latest version here to download the taxonomy. Now let's look at the validation summary again. What has happened to our file? So you can see now validation status is successful without any warning, and you can just check the view file filing. Now, as I conveyed it earlier, you will only see the filings in this bucket which are actually filed to CIPC, which for which the submission is successful. So we can see these 2 filings are successfully filed as the filing status suggests, and you can again check the view of the file. So basically that is all from the company perspective. For the pilot perspective, you just need to come to the upload page, upload your document. If it's validated successfully, your process ends there. Whereas if there are any validation error, you just need to check what are the validation error and rectify those errors and upload it again. Having said that, you don't need to be on this website for all the information or all the steps that you are doing. You will get email notification on your registered email ID, which is available on the CIPC services site for the events that you do on XBRL submission, like the upload. If you upload successfully, you will get an email for a successful upload. Obviously, sometime validation engine might take a longer time for validation. So, but it's a asynchronous process, so you don't need to be on the site to understand the results. You will get an email with the validation status, if it is failed, if it is failed with errors, or it is successful, and you can come back to the portal again to check what are the validation errors. So in that sense, companies from companies perspective, it's a simple step-by-step guide through this demo, and a simple page where you actually upload the XBRL document. So we would also like to show you that how it looks from the perspective of CIPC user. So for this demo purpose, we are just logging in for the CIPC user. We're just using our CIPC admin just to create a new user for we have just created a new user for a CIPC annual financial services department. Now you can see the CIPC AFS department user actually logged in. Obviously his view is different from your view. They will get all the filings, they will get the dashboards and other stuff. We will quickly go to the filings which we have submitted. Now you can see we have submitted 2 filings which were successful, and you can see those here. the view is similar, other than the company name is added just because there might be multiple companies who will be submitting the filings. Um, so, so with the company name, there are filings has been submitted. As you can see, the filing status has been approved. Having said that, there are multiple rules that will be applying onto this filing through the system, which will be used for the scrutiny of these filings. There will be further checks that will happen through the system for multiple business rules that has CIPC laid out for this program. And depending on that, the sample filings will be reviewed internally within the system, within a workflow, and the appropriate action would be taken on those filings. If there is any issue with the filing, obviously the CIPC user through the system will convey it to the corresponding company, and they will get the feedback onto the email and also onto the portal. So basically it's the review process from the CIPC side. As you can see, CIPC user will also see the file in the similar pattern as you were saying in the you were seeing in your part of the portal, in the similar format of XBRL and XBRL. So I think that is all from the demo perspective. It's a pretty simple process for the pilot. Obviously, when it will go live, there would be another demo or another webinar for the live process. A step-by-step user guide is already available on the CIPC website. You can download it, and the similar information is available that will guide you through for the entire submission process. So we have kept it very simple for you for this pilot, and we are hopeful to get the higher and higher submission with this. Yeah. So so I think that is from the demo perspective. I'll just hand it over to Henny for the further proceedings.
Thank you, Manish. I just want to elaborate a little bit on some of the aspects of the portal that Manish mentioned. For instance, that landing page or the upload page that he mentioned, you might have noticed that there's a approved audited checkbox or either approved independent review checkbox. Now, the purpose of that is to implement the principle of implied audit. Now, in the past, you were used to sending PDF statements signed off by auditors just to a mailbox to the CIPC. Now, with the rollout of XBRL, you still need to get your financials either audited or independently reviewed, but it's not mandatory to upload the signed off audit reports or independently reviewed reports anymore. But just to confirm that whatever you upload were actually audited or independently reviewed, we've made those checkboxes mandatory. But the supporting documents that Manish demonstrated, that you can still upload the signed off PDFs there, although it's not mandatory. And I just want to mention Manish demonstrated the validation and how that works, and how that it shows error messages and warning messages, and how it sends email notifications. And then it touched a little bit on what the CIPC users see on our side. Now, I want to mention that the validation that's automated and built into the system is the first tier of analysis. So the system checks for the basics, and then after that, the CIPC annual financial statement team take the process further. Now, Manish has showed us some of the workflow, but the workflow process is still under development, and there's also a business intelligence component where we can do smart analysis on the data that we've uploaded. Now, all of this allows the CIPC to do what we never were able to do before, namely programmatic analysis of large volumes of financials, which in the past every set of financials had to be manually and individually analyzed by a human being. Well, with the system, it enables us to do a lot of analysis programmatically. And then in terms of uploading test data for the pilot, I just want to mention for testing purposes, pilot companies can use the valid set of statements of any previous year. It doesn't need to be the latest available statements, and those uploads will be discarded after the pilot process. So it doesn't matter what year you use for testing purposes. I also want to mention, when we go live with XBRL on 1 July, the upload to financial statements will be integrated with the annual returns that also gets captured via the e-services front end of the website. But for the pilot purpose, we're bypassing the annual returns because of the fact that we say you can upload any previous year. And in the live system, annual returns and financial statements go together for the same year. So for the testing purposes, you will not see any system promptings to capture annual return information. And then I just want to say, Manish also mentioned the taxonomy and the multiple entry points. Now there's a IFRS full and a IFRS SME entry points and a IFRS FAS for financial accountability supplements. Financial accountability supplements will not currently be rolled out via XBRL, but every company needs to either select IFRS full or IFRS for SMEs. Now there's stipulations in the Act, and that's also defined in the filer's guidelines on our website, which you can use to find out whether you are allowed to go the route for IFRS for small and medium enterprises, or whether you need to upload for large companies, which is the IFRS full entry point. Details of that are available in filer's guidelines. Okay, Manish is just going to open the CIPC website. I just want to indicate where you can find the documentation. Okay, this is the CIPC website that you are probably all familiar with. On the right hand side, you will see there's a menu option that says XBRL program. If you click on that, you find a lot of documentation information with regards to the CIPC website. Now I assume most of you already refer to this dedicated page on our website with information on XBRL. I just want to highlight the guidelines to register as customers for using the XBRL portal. So if you don't have a customer code at the moment, just follow the instructions in this manual. I want to mention that we got queries that software service providers would like to upload on behalf of the clients, meaning they are not a registered entity required to submit financial statements. Then you can use the functionality to register as an agent. As an agent, you can then indicate for which companies you would like to upload. So it's possible then for software service providers to assist the pilot companies that are their clients, so that you can upload on their behalf. And then secondly, we've got the user manual for XBRL portal itself, that last bullet that I'm highlighting now. So please refer to the website for all documentation. Any queries, any technical issues that you may have, please send it to the xbrl@cipc.co.za mailbox. That's the dedicated mailbox for queries for the XBRL program. Or you can send directly to me, hviljoen@cipc.co.za. In conclusion, we trust the pilot process is going to go very well, but by definition there may be issues, so please let me know and we will communicate on an individual basis with every pilot company that may encounter problems. And then around the end of March, I plan to do a survey. I will send out emails just to find out how the process went. And that's obviously on top of the individual communication that will take place from now until then. And we will also provide feedback eventually on what the outcome of the pilot process was. I want to thank all the software service providers as well as all the pilot companies who confirmed their participation in this pilot process. Thank you very much.